Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Conservation Commission meeting for Monday, September 17th at 7 p.m. This meeting is being recorded. First item on the agenda is an RDA for 103 Webster Street. Come on up. I do have a copy of the ad that I will read. Town of Douglas Conservation Commission will hold a public meeting for Michael McLeod on September 17th, 2018 at 7 p.m. in the Municipal Center, 29 Depot Street, for work to be done pursuant to the Town of Douglas Wetland Bylaw and Wetland Protection Act, Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40. The proposed request for determination of applicability work location is 103 Webster Street, and the applicant requests permission to remove 2 trees and install a backyard shed. Welcome.
Hi.
Hello. So we do have an as-built plan. Mike, you may remember this. He had, the previous owner had an existing shed that we had them take out before we issued the certificate of compliance for this property.
We had them take it out?
Yeah, because it was within, it wasn't a
It
permitted.
wasn't part of it, yeah.
Yeah, so it's in the backyard on Webster Street.
So now
So
that,
if you wanna just
Sure.
state your names for the record and let us know what your project
I'm Michael
entails.
McLeod.
I'm Meredith Bailey McLeod. If it also helps, this is an aerial photograph of the area. They had put a shed in a clearing that was really quite close to the wetlands. We do not want to use that same clearing. We're perfectly fine turning that back over to nature.
Okay.
We have identified 2 potential locations on this side of the yard that Mr. Zisk has come out and taken a look at already. And basically, either location is acceptable to us.
Okay.
One is a little closer to the well, one is more in the yard, but either one is acceptable to us. So if there's opinions one way or another, we're accepting to either one.
Okay.
For some reason, my photos I took this weekend are coming up.
What size is the shed?
What?
Let me go look.
12 feet by 8 feet.
and it's gonna go where?
It would be going roughly in this area, at the edge of the grass,
Right on.
probably.
I have some old photos from the order of conditions. from
So
this
this is
Close
the
to the-
50 and this is the 100.
Right there.
They'd be
Could you
within
turn
the
on
100
TV?
but
Yes,
outside the 50.
Outside the 50.
So
Which one, what's the alternate location?
They're basically,
both within a few feet of each other.
yeah, they're 2
Like
essentially.
here-ish and here-ish.
Oh,
Actually
okay.
further back here-ish
Yeah.
and here-ish.
Right.
So the back edge is gonna be over this erosion control line that was previous on there.
Right, this is an older, how old is that erosion control?
It was just the limit of disturbance,
Right,
from
I just was curious if that's even visible to you guys
2005.
anymore.
It's not.
No.
We have
Okay.
we have the
No.
edge of the yard. We're not
Yeah.
interested in clearing more trees. We're basically
Right.
just gonna back it up
Yeah,
to the
so that
tree
should
line.
be the edge of the yard.
Okay.
Okay,
Should
that
be
makes
where
sense,
they
yeah.
had no
Right.
further, so that's fine. And then where's the 2 trees?
So there's 2 trees.
I have photos of my phone, 2 of them.
One is a fully dead one, which is probably roughly about in here area. The other one is more part of the backyard.
It's right in the dead center yard. It's about 30 feet from the house.
Yep. The one
Okay.
that's further in is completely dead.
Mhm.
The one that is more in the backyard is about half dead.
Okay.
We actually kind of hate to lose that one because it's a very interesting tree.
It's also,
Good
the
shade tree.
part that's
Yeah.
alive is the only part of shade we have in the yard. What happens is it's one base. I
Yeah.
have photos here. Can I get up?
Yeah,
show these with you?
sure, yeah.
But the recent tornado that went through in July was a little bit of a wake-up call.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
And we said, this is a problem.
yeah, too close.
I'll show you the one in the middle of the yard first. So the base of it is 4 trees.
Uh-huh.
So, sorry, it's like
Just show the board also, if
If
you
you've
wanna put
got-
it
Yep.
down on
I'm talking
So-
about these 2.
the, yeah.
Yeah, so it's the one closer to the
This
house.
one?
Yep. So it's 4 trees. The back 2 are mostly still alive. The front 2 are dying.
Okay.
Okay. So
And those ones are
they're only about
probably
30 feet from the house.
Yeah.
Here's our deck. Here's the tree.
Okay,
The trees are about 75, 80 feet tall.
okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
All this top part of it here is dead. And that's, sorry, I gotta get through the other.
Okay. Do you
All
know
that
which
is,
one before?
yeah, all that is dead from
How far
a
away
third.
that is from the house?
30 feet. As you can see, that's all dead.
Wait, the closer or the
The closer one's
The
about
closer one's 30 feet from the house.
and the further one is
I don't know, I didn't
We
measure the
didn't
further
measure
one.
that one, but
Mm-hmm.
But
50
if
to
this goes
60
down, it's gonna go
probably.
right through the
Okay.
center of our house.
Okay.
And, you know, I would, you know, she thinks it's safer to take it down, like I'm sorry, I'm stealing your seat,
See
Mr.
if I
Liz.
can- see if I can see some photos.
Sorry, this cane just gets in the way. So, I mean,
Yeah,
you
Steve
see,
was
that's
out
all
there.
dead, yeah.
Oh, there's the 4 right here.
Oh.
Yes,
Oh,
right
yeah.
there, yeah. So you
Yeah.
can see two of them are leaning right towards the house.
Yep.
Okay.
And,
That's probably within that limit of disturbance
Here's a shot
also.
here.
Oh yeah. So
it is. It's within the backyard.
Yeah.
it's
Here's
based
one
on
here.
this. It looks like it's like right there.
Right.
so, and I took some pictures right from our bathroom window.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the soffit in the window.
Mm-hmm.
That tree is 75, 80 feet tall. If it
Mhm.
comes down, it's coming right through the
Oh
center
yeah,
of
we
the
don't want
house.
it to come down.
So that's the further tree.
That's the closer
The
tree, that's the
closer.
30
Closer
foot.
tree. Yep.
And then you can still see the further tree is not much further away.
Mhm.
It's right there.
Okay.
So maybe another,
Here's a good shot of them
Yeah.
all right here.
Yep.
Yep.
so,
So I think this is the one he's talking about in the wetlands.
Further.
yeah.
Further back.
That's what I was
And then you have these
getting
over
at.
here.
That
Yeah.
that's
So,
in the 50s.
we actually hate to lose that middle one, but
Right.
it is a danger. So I think personally, I don't know, my wife and I were discussing this, I'd be amenable to, you know, even if we just had it trimmed, maybe say here, so that if those do fall, they miss the house. She was thinking a
I
little
would
lower.
just take
Did
those.
you guys-
I'd take those two up.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know. The further one, they are completely dead,
Mm-hmm.
I think
So
it's
just-
these back
just-
here.
you know, just lose
Yeah,
it
that
altogether.
That's that.
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
one. Just lose it altogether. But
Yep.
we don't want to do any more than we have to.
Right.
You know, we're not looking to pull stumps up. We don't
Mhm.
want to.
Yeah.
We don't want to deforest. You know what I mean? We're just looking to save the house.
So
Yep.
those two.
Yeah.
Yeah. just
So
those
you
two.
would leave the stumps?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how many trees in total are you
It's
proposing?
one
Is it 2 or is
base.
it
It's
4?
one base. I can show you the picture of that. I took pictures of the base.
It looks like two
Looks
trees and 3 trunks.
Yes. So
Yeah,
it,
pretty
it
much,
grows
yeah.
together. The one. This is the one that's further away.
Yeah.
It's one base. With, there's actually
Oh.
a third one, kind of right. They're all connected. It's
Yeah.
one base with 3
And that one's all
stumps
dead.
coming out of it. Yes, it's all
Yeah.
dead.
Okay.
That is completely dead.
Okay.
Yep.
And then the one in the backyard is one
7.
base with 4.
Yeah.
Trunks.
7.
Yeah, but we wouldn't take all 4 of those because 2 of them are still alive. The back 2 are still
Are
alive.
they gonna stay alive? You think?
That's a good question. But at least if they fall, they'll fall away from the house.
That is kind of how that works.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, wait. Okay.
You know, and you know, as far as the shed, the reason we're looking to put it up, I'm disabled. She's at work, gone 10, 12 hours a day. So we have a 200 and something foot driveway. So we were looking to get a snow blower / lawnmower riding machine so that I can feel a little useful.
And you want
Because
to put it in the shed.
it
Yeah.
wo- exactly. There is no place to store the vehicle right now. You know what I mean?
No, they last longer if you put them in a shed.
Right. Yeah. So the reason we're looking for shed is not just for the sake of putting it up.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, and you want it
We
close
need
to
to
where
be
your
able-
driveway ends.
right.
Yeah.
So
That'd be convenient.
while she's gone, I can clear the driveway. I can do the lawn. I can start being a useful member of the household again because I lost my job because of my disability. So
You picked the worst task to do.
I know,
Snow
but here's
blowing
the
and lawn mowing.
it is the worst. But you know what? I can't lift more than 5 or 6. I just had spinal cord
Laundry.
surgery.
Oh,
Laundry.
You know.
that's great.
You know, but at least with that, she's gone all day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
With a piece of equipment,
you can do.
I can do something.
Yeah.
You know what I
Oh, yeah.
mean? So it's, the shed is not just for like throwing pottery junk and, lawn tools and things. I mean, it's,
Not yet.
but I mean,
Pottery, too.
it's, we have a huge lawn to maintain
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
can't, right now because of my disability, I can't do it.
Yep.
If we're able to get a lawn tractor with a snow blower or a plow attachment,
Mhm.
I'll be able to maintain the driveway in the winter and I'll be able to maintain the lawn in the summer.
Okay.
So,
All right. So board would be good
And it
with
would be
either
over here?
location of the shed. It's going to be within the.
It's within the
existing
lawn anyways. It
area.
doesn't.
And then the 2 clumps of dead trees.
Yeah.
That we previously discussed. Steve's already been out there, he's already seen them. I don't think we need any erosion controls,
No.
or special conditions. So.
Did we? Not to make this more difficult. We're just gonna have somebody cut it down with a chainsaw. Are you having machinery or anything? Or
We haven't had it evaluated yet.
Okay.
We figured we'd take care of this part and then, work out the details of how exactly it's going down. It
I mean,
could
you
be
shouldn't
a,
need to.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
not gonna stump it.
Right.
That'd be
Right.
the only condition.
This dike line, or whatever it's called, Haybill
Yeah.
dike? Is this a result of before when
The house.
they took the whole deck out or the
No,
old
no,
shed
that was
out?
from the
No.
house.
Yeah, from when the construction
That
was
was from
originally
the
done.
proposed originally.
So it's gonna go in here somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Yes. It's gonna be in the backyard, where it's already cleared.
So no
Doesn't
clearing
bother
to be
anybody.
done.
No, it's not
clearing
gonna
to
bother
be done
anybody.
to install the new shed, so I'll entertain a motion for a negative
I'll propose a negative.
with the condition of no stumping.
No
Right.
stumping, and our usual
Yeah, just call me
cease
before you,
the-
when you're doing the work.
Okay.
I'm just aware of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, taking down the whole
So moved.
forest.
Okay, motion's been made. You want a second?
Seconded.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Negative's
Thank you
good.
very
Thank you.
much.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Good luck, guys.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
See you soon.
Is this for us to take, or is this, what is this?
No, that's just the
This-
shed.
Okay.
You don't
Thank you,
get
everyone.
anything yet.
What's our next step? Anything, we're just able to
Yeah,
Move on.
go for it. Yeah, well,
Okay.
we're
Get the
gonna sign
building
it
permit.
tonight.
building permit?
Well, if,
For the shed.
Oh,
you might not need one, cause it's under 200.
Oh,
He's
you're all set?
accessory
All set?
structure.
okay,
Yeah.
Check with him.
okay.
We'll let him
Just
know.
give him a call
Get
and-
started.
Okay,
Very
sounds
good.
good.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next on the agenda, we have 4 minutes.
You wanna take, Mr. Forget?
Yes, come on over, Mr. Ford.
Thank you.
Long hot summer for
Is that
you.
on here anywhere?
No, I
I
don't
haven't
know.
met all you people. I know this one and that one, and I think I
Mike.
know you, but not real nice.
Katie Grace Dudley.
Ron Forget. I just got this notification this afternoon. Larry called me, and I went over the, said that you had notified the watershed district that we needed an extension on
Yeah,
the
well, the other way around.
The other way around.
We were in correspondence, I think it's up in December,
Okay,
and he was doing his due diligence, and I was, through the Havaney extensions and the Permanent Extension Act. He put the request in, I think, late August, and he emailed me saying, he didn't hear anything. We didn't have a meeting in Labor Day, so this is the first meeting since the
Sure.
extension.
yeah,
And so I just suggested, in case you guys had any questions
yeah,
about the operation, this is for operating the dam at Wetlands Reservoir Dam.
Right, right.
There you go. So they got the permit back in 2011, and it's good for 3 years. So that goes to 2014, and then the state gave us the Permanent Extension Act. It was just, anybody that had a permit in the state automatically got a 4-year extension without going through any boards.
Oh, wow.
And so that is good until December 5th.
December 5th this year.
This year, so they're allowed, their original, when you get an order of conditions, you're allowed 3-year permit, and then you're allowed up to 3 more years. You can get 3 1-year extensions, or you can get a 1 3-year extension, or a 3-year extension. So they're here looking for an extension.
And that's just the permit to lower it in the winter and bring it back in the summer.
Right, basically,
Nope.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
What do they do at the end of that period?
Is it folder there? I don't think.
We have to, we
You
have,
gotta do this forever, right?
well, we
You
don't
maintain
renew
the
them
dam.
next time, we have to go through all the engineering and have, Power Engineering is our engineering firm that
Oh.
would prepare that document, and then it would
Right, so
come to
Be
you,
a
you
new
guys
program.
again.
you get an extension because we don't
just had it.
think that the environment has changed.
They gave you the,
Right.
Probably, and until we think it has changed, we probably wouldn't need to re-engineer it. But things do change. What did you say, it was
Well, that-
originally in 2011,
Yes,
so,
then it's through 2018,
yep.
so. Hold on 1 second, we're trying to
What'd you do?
grab, I don't know, I didn't do anything, I think I gave it back to you. This is not it. So you did put your request in, right, for an additional 3 years?
Right,
Okay, so we can give them up to 2021, December.
See if you threw it in here by mistake.
Yeah.
There you
I
go.
did. Sorry.
Would end on 12/5/2021, yeah.
So does somebody wanna make a motion to extend the order of conditions for 170 Northwest Main Street to December 5th, 2021?
Yeah, I'll make a motion that
So
we
moved.
extend.
Yeah.
I'll move. To extend the permit for 3 years. I don't know what the address is, but as you read it. 170 Northwest Main Street.
Yeah. Do I hear a second?
I have a quick
Sure.
question. Just all the procedures are the same, everything you've done every year is always
Right,
the same?
everything's the same.
Yeah, seconded.
All those in favor?
Bye.
Okay, thank you very much.
All set?
So we'll get that signed for you.
Thank you very much.
There you go.
Glad to see the changes, guys.
See you, Ron.
Have a good night.
Yep.
Okay,
Is that a
next
zinger?
on the agenda
Is that a
is the public hearing for 15 Cobblestone Lane.
Hard of hearing.
Sorry, I didn't know.
I don't know, it's all right.
That's lot 14, right?
Oops, says 15
Are you in a
there.
butter?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could have a seat in the crowd. We got the applicant first, yeah. I believe, is it lot 14?
It's lot 14A, but we just got a street address of
Oh,
15.
okay,
We're
alright.
real now.
Is it 15 or 19?
It's 15.
Is it 15?
It's, we're real. 15. We have a real street
Where it's
address.
your address?
So this is big time.
Are you the owner?
Yeah.
Okay. We were already in, right? What happened to this?
Oh, yeah.
No, so this is the.
Actually, let me open it first,
Yeah.
let me open it
I'll give you the backstory.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we can talk about it.
Okay. And Town of Douglas Conservation Commission, notice for public hearing, will hold a public hearing for the Whittick Family Trust on September 17th, 2018 at 7:15 PM in the Municipal Center, 29 Depot Street, for work to be done pursuant to the Town of Douglas Wetland Bylaw and the Wetland Protection Act, Mass General Law 131, Section 40. The proposed work location will be located at 15 Cobblestone Lane at Lot 14A and involves the construction of a new home, septic, drinking water well, associated utilities, grading within the 100-foot buffer zone to BBW.
Hi, my name is Julian Votruba,
Hello.
and I'm, here's the green cards.
Thank you.
I'm Bruce Wilson, who actually did the filing, couldn't make it tonight, so he asked me to come and represent the project. And what it is a new construction of a single-family home with a house, well, septic, driveway. The wetlands are down in this area here, 50-foot buffer zone. We're not proposing anything within 50 feet at all.
I'm sorry, could I just interrupt you
Yes.
for 2 seconds while I get an update? There's not an open order on this property, is there?
There, I believe there is.
Okay,
So
so-
there should be
A request.
a request, so the order, so the, who's the owner? Did you
Okay,
just-
so this is what
you-
happened.
did
I
you
gotta
just
give you a
put-
backstory, because I think it'll be easier for everyone to understand. The property was originally all set by Kevin Rafferty.
It was.
And the order of conditions was completed. Everything was completed on the list.
Well, no, it expired.
It expired,
Yeah, he didn't do the work, he just, I'll show you the photos, hang on.
and then he did some of the silt sock. There is some silt sock.
So the original order was, the lot was granted an order of conditions. It was recorded at the registry of deeds, he actually cleared the lot, as you see back here, put the erosion controls up, and then it just sat idled. He never asked for an extension, so the order of conditions expired. The people, Kevin sold it to the,
Yeah, current, yep,
to-
to us.
what's your lot, what's
Oh,
the?
Wydack Family Trust.
Family Trust, did
Yeah.
you buy the other property on there?
I bought the 34 Cobblestone.
34 also. So when he came in for the permit, let you know it expired, that you'd have to refile, and then before you file, the commissioner will need, because you can't have two open order conditions on one lot, you have to just request a certificate of compliance on the old one.
Okay,
Did I talk to you on the phone
I
about
think
that?
we talked about that.
Right, and
briefly.
then they would, it's a procedural thing,
Mhm.
and so they would approve this one and then cancel out the old one.
Okay,
So that's it, so
So
the
that's
procedure,
where-
so basically the plan, when I looked at it, is pretty much almost in the exact same footprint, the erosion controls.
yeah.
The wetlands look like you might have delineated them a little bit differently
I
than
think
the
the perk
original.
test came out a little bit differently. I'm
But
just,
The erosion, the wetlands is a little bit different, like given the site and the, that's out there,
Mhm.
when you guys went out, you must have reflagged it.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
And this order, original order, was originally
and
issued
way,
in
way
two
back, I'm
thousand,
sorry.
in 2013.
Yes.
So it was within the permit extension, and it was not within the permit, okay.
Because I couldn't get I guess the law, I guess it just changed,
The
right?
2012.
Patrick, there was
It
certain,
was August 2012.
Yeah, okay, alright. And what are you saying that the wetland,
Well,
where are the changes at the wetland? Looks
Well, this is
so
where they
little
are,
bit
I'm not sure
smaller.
what they were. I don't know, move over there, oh, these were delineated.
Did you
Here's
check
the-
this flag, they don't have flag numbers,
No,
AES
flag 3 to 6.
it's all pine and it looks pretty accurate. I mean, I think when the original ones was done 20 years ago, that permit in the gravel pit, so it was for the entire site.
Okay.
And then our consultants went through with it, and we can go out and look at it again, it's pretty thick vegetation, let's see, I got some,
Did you do a site walk?
I did.
Soil
Did you
logs,
make a
yeah.
report?
I didn't make a report, no.
Everything's pretty much in the same
Yeah.
location.
And so you have certain ones highlighted on there, what?
This is the previous plan.
Right.
So we don't have a highlighted
I've
new
got it
one,
right
well,
right?
I got,
I've got two here, I can give you
and I
guys
got
back.
one too, if you,
Here's the
I
new
have
one.
two of them, if you guys all wanna look at them. These are all highlighted as well, this is the current one.
Is that what this is too, this is
Give
the
me
current
this
one?
back.
Okay,
That's current,
enjoy.
and then here's another current.
Okay,
You guys all
great,
wanna take a look.
yes,
Okay.
I'm looking, okay, this is the same thing, great.
You can
Okay,
continue with
so
your
you can kind of see.
presentation.
Okay,
Sorry about that.
here's the wetland line which is done by this, get the names of these people. One scientist, Applied Ecological Sciences, AES. They did the flagging is in the submitted is
Yellow lot.
a wetland BBW forms.
Pretty good.
So they came up with this, and then Bruce had done the design with Mr. Boardman, the septic design, and they held, this line here is a 50-foot, nothing's being touched there. Proposed erosion control siltation barrier, pretty much all the way around. Driveway is here. The septic system is here. The house is here. We've got a roof collection system and dry well for the roof runoff.
Where's the 100?
The
in the
100
driveway.
right here. Just, part of the driveway is just catching the 100.
So, this guy,
We try to keep the entire driveway out of the septic area, so that's why.
yeah, no, I see that, so you've got septic, then the driveway,
you got
that leaves like,
breakout
right
areas.
next to the septic, you've gotta have most of the driveway in there.
Yeah, the
is
septic, the
outside.
perk break was
Outside the 100.
same.
It's in the 100,
I think it was actually better, believe
This
it or
is
not,
100.
when we first-
2 minutes in it.
Yeah, it was very good. So I actually did the perk test.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Very,
Yeah,
very
it-
good soils.
previously I was like, why would it have changed?
So
Right.
large.
Yeah,
It's a
so
gravel pit.
you're recharging with a simple, dry well for the runoff. Right, what style dry well?
He's got it, I think he's got it down here, infiltration.
The
It's a
50
quick
gallon.
four chamber system.
That's for the
Oh,
stuff.
that's the second.
Yeah.
Let's see if he's got a drywall, it looks like he's got a circle. Let me see, he's got 2 pages here. And,
Maybe in the detail.
I don't see the detail of the drywall. That's she out, that's one.
Well, it's outside, is it outside?
It's outside the 100
The
foot.
100?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, we're outside.
So, we don't really care too much about that.
With the drywall,
Yeah,
the whole thing's it's the best, it's gravel and.
yeah, I know, that's what
and
I did feel like they designed.
If you couldn't get a perk test on this site, then something.
Yeah. Board, do you have any questions? Pretty straightforward, it was permitted before. We cannot close it and issue the new order until the previous one has been,
Next meeting, so you get the certificate of compliance in
Okay.
for the next meeting.
the request.
They can
I
close
have
it.
the number for you too, if you wanted the number.
And then I can close it out,
Yes.
and then you can reissue another one, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Can they do anything tonight, or do they have to come back to get this compliance first? And
I don't know if you wanna leave it, technically leave it open, just.
Yeah, we
can.
cannot, I don't think we can issue an additional order of conditions.
That's good.
Cause that means that somehow
Unless we can
this piece
close
of
the other
paper
one out.
Or would this
could
be an
walk out of the
amendment
office.
to, no, that one
No,
expired,
yeah.
so it's not.
Yeah, it's, that's what we're
Okay,
talking
Yeah,
about.
so no activity has commenced.
Yeah.
That's what
So
your
if it's expired-
certificate,
Doesn't it?
Yeah,
Not
it's
it's
still on
exist.
the record. It's still on the registry of
It's a
deeds.
DEP regulation, you can't have 2 active order of conditions on one site.
Do you
Okay.
have any questions about the project?
I just think that the driveway's a bit too far in the buffer line.
Is it a little bit too what?
I just think it's too far into the buffer line, but I know you don't have anywhere else to put it, so.
Right, we try to.
I'm right on the lot line,
Yeah.
How wide is it? How wide is your driveway?
It's most likely a 10 foot,
Yeah.
10 foot wide, and it's rather very flat. I mean, it's really minor.
Yeah, no,
drive
features, so
under,
it's
yeah, it's a
not
garage under.
drive under without there's no big steepness going towards the
I
wetland,
do
so
not
it should.
see where, the driveway is right here.
This is the
Correct.
driveway,
That is
And
not
that's the
10
100.
feet.
The 100's right in there,
and
yeah.
the 100 is right there.
Yeah.
1 inch equals 20.
And you've got a pretty good slope towards the wetlands at that point, so.
It's well over 50 feet away.
It's 20.
Yeah, it's outside the
It
50,
looks
sure.
like
No.
22 feet.
You're
The
right.
driveway, not
Area, but-
10.
It's 22 feet, okay.
The driveway.
Yeah.
We're talking about.
Well, the driveway is from here to here. This is a grade line. This just gives it sort of
I
driveways.
can't see it from here.
Yeah.
And I can't see it from over there either.
It looks like you're right
You
on
don't
the
have
edge
a
of
plan?
the
I have
Our
100.
neighbors in there too.
100
Yeah,
is
I
right
know.
here.
That too.
So yeah, it's going right through the middle
What
of the
scale are
driveway.
we?
Oh,
20.
The middle of the,
Well,
well,
it's
the
hard
middle
to see
here is a
on
little on the
this
edge of
one.
there
The right-
because of shape, but the,
the other
Okay.
Thank
side.
you.
this is the
It's
driveway
20,
line,
it's 20 feet, right?
and this is a grade line just so that the driveway
I
is.
see it. I see it now. It's
If
right
you drive off the driveway, you don't.
here. Right here.
Right, it's
Yeah.
11
Yeah.
it
or
gives you-
12 towards the opening. It's like 12. 11, yeah,
Okay.
driveway sized.
Okay. All right. And anybody in the audience have any questions? Yes. State your name for the record, please.
Nancy Stockwell from
Okay.
11 Cobblestone.
Yeah.
I guess what I'm just wondering is, well, to give you a little bit of a history on the property, where the property that we bought from Mr. Rafferty, which is why I'm here. I guess I'm just, it has nothing to do with the current property owner, but when we bought 11 Cobblestone, we were told that that piece of property would not be built upon. And we knew it was wetlands. And that was one of the major decisions with us buying the lot that we bought. If you drive down this street, every house is about 300 feet away from the other house. And I have pictures of that. And this, so as a property owner, what you're thinking about is not just where you want to live, but resale value. And so when I received the diagram of the distance from the lot line to the new home, you know, I just, in my own mind, I think about how the street is designed. Maybe it's a zoning thing that, you know, I'm expecting to have this, you know, and again, I didn't get that in writing from Mr. Rafferty, nor do I have the means or resources to sue him, or I very well would have. I mean, I do have a lot of questions, but as a layman, you know, I'm wondering, you know, runoff down into that, you know, that area where there is water and a bridge that the street goes over. But not only that, but my resale value is going to plummet, because you drive down Cobblestone and you see a house 300 feet, another house 300 feet, my house, now there's gonna be 30 feet or 50 feet and a house. So if you can just picture, you know, what that means to us. We put a lot of thought into why we bought there. So, I mean, I guess, you know, the commission probably would not have approved a house to be there if all of the things with runoff into that wet area wasn't already considered. Unfortunately, I missed those meetings. And I don't wanna, you know, I don't wanna not have new neighbors. It's been wonderful watching the neighborhood build and new people coming in. You know, and we want a wonderful neighborhood. We want neighbors. We pray for wonderful neighbors every night before we go to bed, because you never know who's gonna move in. But my husband and I are very, it's been a real heartbreak for us. Not only watching it become cleared, but then watching it sit and wondering and thinking, there is no way that they would allow people come to visit us and they're like, what, that's wet? How can they let someone build a house there? And again, I'm just a layman. So, and I'm a little uneducated because I missed those previous meetings. So maybe it doesn't matter that all the houses are 300 feet apart, but maybe it does matter, the runoff. I mean, it is a slope piece of property. You know, it's a hill and it heads down to the street, so.
Anytime you have a non-permeable surface anywhere, you have runoff. There's always runoff.
Right, well, we are at 2 minutes an inch percolation rate for the septic system. That is as good as you can get. It is an old gravel pit, like Steven said.
Yeah.
They do have a dry well, and they are within their zoning. So they've pushed the house away from the wetland area.
It's real time.
That's why they're 25 feet, which is the zoning. So
Yeah.
you're saying it's 50 feet, so your
Oh,
house
I'm
is
sorry,
25?
I may have misread it. I thought it said 49 from the property line.
Zoning is 25 feet, we're actually 45 feet.
Oh,
So
okay,
we're
so
Yeah.
your
further away
house
than we
is
need to
not
be.
25 and this one's
No,
25,
houses-
yours is,
Your house is, I think their house is pushed close.
Close to 50 feet.
Your house is pushed closer to the property line?
Yep.
the left
My
side.
house is like to the, if you're looking at it, to the left of the property line.
so closer
not
to
the
this
right.
property.
Yeah.
Right.
Right, and this one's pushed, so that's why you
So
end up being
if
so
you would
close.
have to have 25 feet, and so that means you're 75 feet.
Yeah, no,
But-
I know that
Okay.
is within code, but I'm just, you know, I'm still wondering about
As
the
far as
wetlands.
runoff,
Yeah.
the material there is really good. And they've taken all the runoff off the roof,
Mhm.
you know, the house portion, and they're recharging it into a dry well.
Okay.
The wetland has been reflagged.
It's a small little area. and
Is
that-
it isolated or is it?
It's like a little river,
It
yeah.
comes across, it was an
Can't
area.
stay long because of the 2 minutes an
It
inch.
comes, it's just through seasonal, so, you know, it comes from the middle of this subdivision. It comes through a little area here.
Could you zoom in to, say number 11? Number 11 is right
Right
there?
there.
Okay,
Yeah.
alright, so you're really hugging that one side.
Yeah.
Right. So the wetland comes, just, it bubbles out, it must be a little bit of a well, a spring, and it just comes through, that's why they put the culvert, it's not from a stream, it's not a BVW.
Oh.
It just comes out of the ground, high groundwater, it comes through,
Mhm.
and it just,
Mhm.
it's more of a
How did they
seasonal,
Finds
the
its
gravel
way.
pit in
finds
there?
its way.
How did they ever put the gravel pit in there?
It's all sand and gravel.
Yeah, it's all sandy. It's
Years
when we were
ago.
doing the parks, that's what they
Yeah.
were.
it's
we
all
went
sand.
down.
That gravel pit's been here for
I was just
Like
yeah,
lots of
wondering
years.
how
Maybe
like permanent the gravel pit.
Well, it's
is,
no
the
longer
little bit
there.
of Springs in there.
Yeah, because that hasn't been answered in 20 years.
Yeah. So does that answer your questions, or do you still have
Well, I mean, I
some
guess,
more
again, I, you
concerns
know,
with just the runoff, you're saying, from the driveway, or?
well, I think I just, knowing that there was gonna be a home place there, I
Uh-huh.
wanted to let the commission know that there was a lot of dishonesty, that unfortunately will be, affect us.
Yeah.
And I'm not here to libel or slander anyone,
Mhm.
but I want you to consider things like that in the future, so that another homeowner doesn't take a financial hit for somebody that has been dishonest to them. You know, I could have litigated it, but, you know, who's got the money for that?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, there's that, but, you know, there's just, I'm living there, so you know, I don't know what to say about the property value piece of it, that's a huge piece of it.
Yeah.
Um,
We wanna protect the wetland also, so we
Yeah,
have to stick
right,
with that. part.
right, yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, we were happy to have it there for that reason, and we knew we had the rail trail too, you know,
Yeah.
we considered all the things
And the-
before we bought.
Yeah, and I'm sure this, when did you purchase the lot?
Well, the house was half built when we bought it,
Okay.
and my son is 9, so about 8 years.
Yeah, so this was on record, like after you purchased it.
Right,
For
right,
the order,
right,
it was
yeah.
filed, I believe, unless it was during the original filing.
No, it was after we moved in, I remember there was a
Oh,
meeting that.
lots were created.
Yeah.
Subdivision.
Okay, so there was, alright,
Yeah.
so the lot was already created.
Yeah, so then my other question about the footage, so there's no, because my thought was, when he was developing that whole street, was these houses were gonna have 2 acres and they would be expansive, you know, in between, the spaces in between each other. Is that more of a zoning, or are there no longer any zoning laws? I mean, other than your standard ones, like distance from, so could somebody build, say, next to another house that's not, it's just the
It's-
29 feet?
The RA district zoning is 25 feet from each, so you'd be
Okay.
50 feet at the max,
So,
or at the minimum.
I guess I would have to go back maybe and look at my original agreement with him when I bought the house, because the,
Yeah, we can speak to that.
yeah,
scope
cause
of-
that street was
Yeah.
under his control then, before it became a town managed street, I think.
Adopted by the town.
Yeah,
At town meeting. Okay, so I think we need to continue
Mhm.
the public hearing. We get our proper paperwork in, and we have our meeting October 1st. So we will
7:15.
entertain a motion to continue this public hearing to 7:15 on October 1st.
Seconded.
So moved by Katie Graves,
Second.
second, all those in favor? Aye. All those in favor? For the record, thank you. Okay, thank you very much.
So October 1st.
Do you know why we're continuing?
8
Does
o'clock?
she have any questions on why we're continuing?
Put it into her phone,
I
I
know.
think.
Do you know why we're continuing?
I understand that there's, a certificate that
It's like a
needs to-
procedural.
Yeah, yeah. October 1st, right?
Yes, 7:15.
What's it say?
Something else exciting.
It's a surprise. Okay. What is that? Okay. Under discussion, order of condition, Joseph Leonardo, 269 Southeast Main Street. Come on over to the table. Sorry, Lindsay.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
Well,
Joseph, what happened?
I got lost.
What?
I got lost.
Did it?
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
have a good
guys.
one.
Well, let's see. Excuse me. It appears that I, let's see, 3 years and 4 months,
Yep.
okay? And so we have this nice order of conditions, and
What's your address?
269 Southeast Main Street.
269.
Right in the corner of
I'm
Linden.
172. So you're all the way down the, where are you?
Right up there.
Locust?
Right after,
Linden.
Linden, right after Linden, yeah. Right before Linden.
Yeah.
They don't have any standard
Right about on the stream here, Mike. Here's Linden.
There it is.
Mm-hmm.
Out. Oh, that's nice.
And so, doing absolutely nothing, well, actually, I did do something.
Can I get some photos?
I did something, I took the
Something you can't see
equipment
that.
out of there.
No, you cleared. Did you clear or was it
Well, I
cleared?
cleared some of it, okay? But we never dug a hole for the house and never dug, I mean, we did the septic
Yeah,
design,
it's grown back a little bit.
oh, quite a bit. Yeah. Yeah, as a matter of fact, that was supposed to be a combination of a house and a vineyard. And,
Okay,
well, the vineyard's kind of
there's some
like,
grapes out there,
they're
wild
prob-
ones?
You do whether you wanted them or not.
Right. Anyway, so what I was looking for
Yeah.
was to see if I could possibly get an extension. Unfortunately, I'm at your mercy. I don't know how long it'd be good for, or do I need to refile, you know, and, to get this thing going, cause I would like to keep it active. What I just heard from the previous one here, I know I gotta close this with no activity in order to start another one. Or is it possible to get an extension on this for some period of time? That I don't know.
It's always a gray area, you know, up to the commission. How long you wanna go past the, you know, technically they should file a request before the order is up.
Yes.
That's
The order-
that is absolutely correct, okay? And unfortunately,
So you missed the deadline for the,
Yeah,
By
it
3
was
months.
about,
Oh, more than
4
3
months. 4 months.
Yeah, well, what ended up
when
happening?
did you
What's the
record,
date?
what's the date on the recording?
Well, the recording's in
It's the
August.
signing.
The recording's in August, but the signing was in May, I believe.
Date issue, May 5th.
Right, and so when you read through this thing here, it says that regardless of when I filed it, or regardless of when the last signature was on here, it turns out to be what Mr. Zisk just said, May 5th, and it even says it in here too. So it's black and white,
what year?
2015.
That went by fast.
Huh?
Right?
It's not too bad.
So the only thing that was in the buffer was a small portion of grading for the septic.
Correct. That's it.
When do you actually plan to do
So Katie,
something?
do you see where it's
Yep.
nicking the bottom there?
Yep.
Soon.
And have you
Is
checked
it-
out the flagging? Have you checked out the wetlands on the bottom here? At all?
Well, no, the checking out of the, as Mr. Zisk can tell you, we know that they're there, and was the engineer, the civil engineering also said that, and that's when we came up with the, what do you call it there,
The driveway, where you have the.
Buffer or something.
The access, you're gonna use the access.
Oh, yeah,
It's
the
already
access.
existing here. There's a
it's
little,
already existing, yeah.
yeah.
Little tiny, oh, the gravel drive, okay,
Yeah.
is already existing.
It's right here, yeah, I have a
Okay.
picture of it.
And,
And it's gonna be
Right,
gravel.
right there, yeah.
Is it gonna stay gravel?
Well,
No,
it'll- Not
No, but
forever.
even for clearing, it's already
for clear.
mostly
Oh.
cleared.
Yeah, that stuff there is all actually, road gravel, believe it or not. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's actually about, I think it's about 12 inches to 18
Yeah.
inches deep.
And the erosion controls went all the way down to the
Well, you'd
road.
have to do all the, right, they're pretty much gone, the erosion controls.
Mhm.
Right. I think 3 years would be a lot for those.
mhm.
But like where they're set out makes sense. The plan.
Mhm.
So
When do you
can-
anticipate completing or starting the work, pulling permits for the work?
I would like to start doing the work in about, well, actually, next year, you know? That's the idea, the general idea, but unfortunately, my schedule is, you know, having gone through this, okay, I didn't wanna have it all basically, you know, get cast aside
Mm-hmm.
and then having to restart. That's the unfortunate thing.
Well, board, what's your pleasure? So you missed the deadline by
At
3
least-
months.
Well, more than that, yeah. Well, actually, I missed it by more than that, the entire 3 years too.
Well, thanks for bringing that up.
I mean, it's like,
You had
it's
four-
like- it's
you
like,
had 3 years
it's
to
like-
do this
It's like you
project.
got 3 years and when you gonna do it, okay?
Yeah.
Well, I see, I've only owned the property, how long, Mr. Ziss, since 2005. Okay, so,
Mhm.
I do pay my taxes every year, and all I do is
We appreciate
basically.
Yeah,
All
thank
I
you for
basically say
doing,
was, yeah,
for
pay
doing
your
something
taxes.
as should be.
15.9 acre lot.
So,
Oh, by the way,
technically,
Technically, if you ask me, it's technically the, you missed the deadline.
which means you have to refile?
Okay, now what do I need to do with this? Do I need to close it out, or what do I need to do with this? Is it just dead already?
We'll see what they have to say first.
Who's they? Oh, okay, one second.
Well, I'm getting the impression sometimes we overlook the fact that the deadline was missed.
Do we?
Can I say that out loud? I mean, it's happened, right?
Yes, it has happened.
But it probably should.
Well, he did not request any extension, so typically we can give up to a 3-year extension. So he didn't receive any extensions yet. He didn't request any, he didn't receive any. So he had 3 years under the original order. So I guess the choices are, we can determine if we would like to give him some sort of extension that typically is allowed under existing orders, or we can have him refile. You don't have to give the 3 years.
But if you refile with his permission, the old one's closed out, just like the last case.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
I mean, I would roll with refiling. That being said, the plan here looks pretty good. I mean, but I would say just to be correct,
Mm-hmm.
that I would personally recommend refiling.
Okay. Mike?
Yeah, I guess the other thing is you're really not sure when you're gonna get started anyway, right? So,
See, that's.
Even
Getting
if
an
we give him a
extension.
year.
But that was the whole thing about being prepared, you know, ahead of time. So if, you know, I didn't wanna have this thing here, you know, go, you know, be expired, unfortunately, you know, that was what I
Well, if
didn't
you're doing
wanna
the
have.
work next year, you have plenty of time to refile.
Right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, does this one die by it on its own, or does he have to do something to,
Request a certificate.
and then file a
Yeah,
new one?
and we're good with using these plans.
Yeah,
To
this is a
refile.
decent plan.
Okay, good, because I wouldn't have liked to have spent, you know,
Yeah,
more engineering.
no.
Yep.
It's
No.
more of a paper thing.
Mhm. Okay, well, this one here is also pretty expensive too.
Mm-hmm.
This is not exactly
Oh,
cheap.
because is it by page or is it one time?
No,
No,
not the
the
filing,
document
I'm talking
filing
about
is
the
the-
doing the new order. I mean, it's like you go through the stuff here, where is it, that,
Oh, the order?
250 here, 265 there, 262 here, and 247 there, and next thing you know, you're 800, 900 bucks.
I think they're minor. So you guys,
A limited project?
no, minor filing. 'Cause most of the work is outside the buffer zone.
Yeah, so as far as, it would be grading, category 1, you're saying, versus somehow he went with single family home, which you're 100% out of the
The home
wetland.
itself is out of the wetland.
Yeah, so, for the fee schedule, I would just double check that,
Did you get that?
So
cause
when
you're only doing grading.
Well, what
In,
I'm gonna- yeah, what
limited
I'm gonna-
project
yeah,
So when you
driveway.
file a notice, you can file a notice of intent, and then.
Here it is.
When you file, your fees could be a major project fee, or it could be a minor project fee. You're still gonna order conditions, there's still notice of intent, but because you have minimal work, most of 85% of your work is outside the jurisdiction of the commission, your filing fees would be a lot less if you say it's more of a minor filing.
Do you remember this?
Yeah.
So you did a single family home and it was, and then you claimed the single family home again on the, oh, you have that.
Okay, what I was
Go to
gonna do-
page,
Yeah, what I was gonna do is I was gonna basically go over this thing right here, get a form,
Yeah.
you know, from that, and actually, basically, I guess, redo it, or
and you don't need to do the abbreviated notice of resource area delineation either this time.
But he has to,
You can
Get a
come in and
certificate.
see me and I'll help you go over the final, if you want me to point in the right direction.
Right,
Please.
yes, please point him in the right
Yeah,
direction.
so,
So you have two sets of fees.
You're gonna-
The town fee, he's saying, to file as a minor project here, the first line.
Okay.
so fill out the NOI exactly the same,
Mhm.
but, you know, and then when you come to filing, to submitting it, just come see me for the filing fee.
Okay. Okay, I'll get a schedule from the secretary.
Talk to Maria,
Maria?
give me a call,
All right, we'll do.
we'll set something up,
All right, thank you.
I can see you the
Okay.
weekend or something.
On the weekend?
Yeah.
Okay, weekend is great with me.
Alright.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we
Sorry,
already did
thank
number
you,
two.
sorry for the.
That's okay. It doesn't hurt to ask. Okay.
This is our copy.
Yeah, it goes.
16 Jefferson.
We're gonna wait on that.
Okay,
Oh,
we're
six-
holding
Thank you,
on to
guys.
16
Certainly.
Jefferson, yeah.
Is it
Have a good
The
night.
building, yeah.
Well, is that the
Building and back.
address?
Yep.
Phone number 400?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Request 18 Davis Street. So I'm not really gonna speak on this since it's,
Oh, 18
an
Davis
entity.
Street. Yeah, so 18, I don't.
I went through the
That's
minutes.
a tough site.
I went, I know,
It's grown,
I know.
so I got some old photos.
Okay,
It shows the clarity.
yeah, you
I
can
don't
tell
know
the
why-
story.
Well, want me to tell the story?
I was in college still. That's how old you are.
So here's the site, so when,
no comment.
I was gonna say,
That doesn't look like that.
this is for the culvert, right?
No. Not a culvert.
I like that house.
This is for the violation?
No.
Are we on
For the
118
existing
Davis?
order of conditions.
I do believe yes.
Nothing was built out there.
I've gotten
So
that
that's
far
like-
with you.
I
The, they made us file.
Yeah.
The
I'm with you
replication
there.
The
bond.
replication.
Have an address.
Yeah, or
It's
culvert or
about-
stream.
We're getting somewhere, don't worry. Look, now we've got a picture.
Yeah,
Is
so
that the
here's the,
Of the street.
Is that the as-built plan?
that's the as-built, yep. So up here, you have this property, this is leaving the town and,
Towards Oxbridge.
towards Uxbridge.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And then you have the, what do you have here? What do you have, the old,
A roofing building
roofing building?
Yep,
and
so
Camelot.
1 mile to
Camelot.
Hartford.
So back in the day,
Yep,
about 12, 13 years ago, they came in and they went in to clear this area and inadvertently cut through this wetland with some vehicles.
inadvertently.
When was this?
2006.
Like 50 years ago?
Yeah.
Six. And so
2005,
the
2006.
Commission made them, you know, it was a violation. I think they did some replication and they did some work over here on the, was there a little crossing there? And
Yeah.
where's the as-built?
There's,
That's not the as-built.
no, that's why I asked you. There was a crusher there, and there was a little shed and a concrete wall, concrete block wall.
Oh, yeah, here we go. So this is the as-built that they did.
This is as a result of them cutting through the wetlands.
Right. And then,
I think there was just a machine
Who made
that
this
went
one?
through. You haven't met him yet.
No. He
There
has
must-
more
there must-
degrees than I do. What are you doing?
I mean,
Must-
this is, so this is a, this is the wetland, they kind of cut through just the portion of the side, and then this photo was taken 12 years ago. So this is some of the work that they did.
Oh my god.
This is the repair of, they had this little
There was an existing culvert?
culvert here that they had a little path, I guess, the commission allowed them to put in.
Oh, yeah.
So there was.
Is that out there still?
It is. So I have to get to,
Did you see it?
no.
Did you
All over
couldn't
ground.
find it?
It's hard to, so today.
Plans like this made me glad I became a mechanical engineer.
I mean, this stuff is 4 feet thick, all the way out there. It's so overgrown, the whole thing is vegetated back to its natural state.
So there must have been an order of conditions to do something?
It was.
To do what?
What is this?
I mean, he's asking for a compliance, sugar compliance to something.
For the replication.
For the replication.
Just for that work,
So-
I believe.
Just a
Wait.
repair of the.
Let's
So-
go
I
back.
have-
This was
You have
a,
the folder right there.
was this
What does
meant
it
to
say?
be a gravel pit or a house lot? I can't tell.
So it's industrially zoned.
Okay,
There is-
thank you.
Maybe turn it the
None
other
of the
way
above.
around. No?
They're still not seeing it.
Is it visual?
So the work was, the scope of the work includes the clearing and stumping of the land and the repair of a crossing culvert. Also, the
Okay.
proposed project involves the reclaiming of the resource area which was disturbed during the logging operations. So when they came in with the logging operations, the wetland is right over here, the culvert's over here, they came in and they just kind of, the skidders went through like a portion of the wetlands. And the logger came in.
As though it were not there.
Right. And so the commission came in, they filed the repair of the wetland that the logger went through, and then they wanted to add a culvert in here so they could
So they could
cross.
continue to do that.
So they can cross, the property's off on the other
It's
side.
like the only industrial lot left in Douglas. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm sorry.
Right, so the wetland, the wetland was right,
It's
Up
hard
here.
to see.
Yep,
and then the culvert was to get back into this backland in here.
Oh,
Yep.
I've never seen that. To
And
the
so.
up to the right.
Up to the right, and so the as-built was fine back in the day, but the replication area, they've been waiting for it to replicate.
But the bond was refunded. The whole bond amount?
Was it?
Yes.
Okay.
Oops.
I tried to go through the meeting minutes to see how it was, they just signed the voucher. It was authorized for the passbook to be
Because we went out
returned.
there and it was, it's, 10 years later, or whenever they signed it, it was, the wetland naturally just regenerated itself.
Yeah.
which makes sense. I just. What direction is the wetland from this line? I'm really sorry. It's
Well, I
just
think
different
it's
from the other
here.
ones I've seen.
In here,
Okay, thank you.
so if you look at this plan here,
Not exactly
this is the same
marked, is it?
plan,
Or you like
so
it?
this is all, so they're trying, you come up off the street, they
Yep.
came down to loggers, they wanted to log all this.
Yep.
They cut through, and then they wanted to come through here, and they had a little crossing here, so they get this area over here.
So this is their new plan based on the fact that
No,
they
this is
had
the
been
plan.
driving through the
No,
wet.
this plan is from, what's the date on this?
It's expired.
2005.
Let's just say.
Okay.
So there
So this
was
is-
money.
So this is what they were gonna do, is existing stumping, what's this say? Remove any filled material, so this is from their violation, this is their.
So they were gonna
their-
clean this all
So
up.
this is part of their notice of intent.
Mhm.
And then when it came for the order of conditions, this is the as-built for this area. This area wasn't quite reclaimed yet, so the commission didn't sign off on it. This area is fine, as you can see by the photos, they took,
Where's the replication area on this one?
right
Right
here.
there, okay. Good grief. Yeah.
So wait, what are they doing here? This is
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
Great.
It's just tidying up the record.
So this area has been reclaimed.
Okay.
Naturally, they did some work because the skidders went through it.
Yep.
They took out all the logs.
It's been so long that it would have been reclaimed anyways.
Exactly.
Well, if something actually developed there, then you
Right,
could probably
yeah.
see what was happening.
For sure.
But it naturally
Yep.
split back.
So it looks reclaimed now.
Yep.
Looks like,
And the town gave back the money
right.
in 2006.
Sounds like we gotta give them this CFC here.
And it's expired.
While we're at it.
I mean, there's no other work you'd want to even go in there. You can, you know,
That's not how
it's done. I mean, you don't have a permit to do any work in there.
Right.
And then,
So I have to abstain, just letting, so, you can make a motion to issue the certificate of compliance for 118 Davis Street.
You wanna,
But they don't wanna do anything.
We're done,
Doesn't matter,
we're
I
like,
got
it's over.
It's over. We're just
They've
voting that
completed
it's
the order.
over.
they completed
order
the
of
work.
conditions.
They did the thing that they said
They were supposed to do, because it was associated with an enforcement order.
Okay, fair.
And so the enforcement order, that plan was to
They
reclaim.
filed.
To reclaim the wetlands and then put the culvert in. And so the commission agreed to that, they did the work, they actually returned the bond money to make sure they did the work. And for some reason, he never issued
And I don't know what happened, so that's,
They did the work.
yes,
I make a motion to accept that they did the work.
an issue.
He's asking for a certificate of compliance.
And
if he
issue a
did the work.
certificate of compliance.
Okay, motion been made,
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Abstain. Okay. Now, we need to get smarter, MACC Fall Conference. Who is going? Who's in? Kids?
Not
When
me.
is this? No, I'm all excited. Is this,
Is
Steve?
that Holy Cross?
October 20th.
Is that Holy
Save the
Cross?
date. It's
I-
Saturday. 8 a.m. to 4:15 p.m.
that is the least available a date I have this fall. I am helping host a
convenient.
robotics competition.
How convenient. Okay. So
I'm
did you have
very
anything to say
excited.
about that?
What, the conference?
Yes.
I mean,
It's
the
good, it's good to go to
robots
the
fight.
fundamentals.
And did Maria order a couple new books for the MACC books, handbooks?
I don't know if they, it's
Okay, Grace,
everything-
would you be interested in one?
I would love that.
Okay,
Everything-
Mike, you already have yours, right?
Everything's online.
Do I have what?
Can you get stuff?
So I was
Binder,
online, at least
yeah.
for the regulations, when you go online, you can get them in PDF and print them all out, but like
No,
it
I
makes
have
more sense to
books.
have them, yeah, right,
I have
the
a-
way they're intended
the
to
new
be
books. I don't have
published.
a new book.
What are we talking about?
The handbook.
Yeah, I've got one from,
Is it navy?
I forgot what color it is.
Mm.
The new one.
Mine's line, the one I like is the one from '98.
And what's this?
Okay, so we wanna,
What's
I
it called?
think,
The handbook.
MACC handbook for Conservation
We'll
Commission.
have to order a couple.
Okay,
Oh,
let's
okay.
order 2.
I thought maybe I got one from Maria, but I don't remember.
Okay. And
It's a good resource.
DCR, did you wanna touch on that? Their changes, looks like they're just issuing authority type stuff. They've highlighted the review of regulatory changes on the second page. When supported by the issuance of necessary permits prior to the start of cutting. So they've added that sentence.
Say that again?
When supported by the issuance of the necessary permits prior to the start of cutting. Forest cutting plans,
Forest
instead
cutting.
of,
So they have to come to the commission, they're adding that? Good.
Even though they don't need to, or they used to didn't need to, they did it. To be polite.
No,
They actually
they
have to do it
just,
now.
they just notified us when there
Yeah.
was a forest cutting
Yeah.
plan.
Yeah, nice.
Well,
It used to be in there, but now it's in a different location.
under 310, 11. Well, this is, this is their regulations, this is the Wetlands Protection Act.
No, right.
Okay.
We're under DCR changes.
Yeah.
To
I thought
forest
they're-
cutting.
No, I thought they were adding something to the act.
Oh. So you can review that at your leisure.
Boy.
And meeting minutes, Mike? 8/6, 8/20,
Yeah,
okay.
I can
We'll
do 8/6.
8/6, okay,
8:20, I think we just got tonight, so.
okay.
This is August 6th meeting. First page, attendance. I think I've learned it's supposed to be Katie Grace, one word, not two
Mhm.
words, so
Yeah.
that should be corrected.
Mm-hmm.
What else is in here? Page 2. Third paragraph up from the bottom. Sierra Trudell. Last sentence says, proposing to use for the driveway was previously built up that purpose. I think there should be a for in there, for that purpose.
Okay.
And last but not least, on the last page, which is page 6, item number 10, meeting minutes for May 14th. This says they were deferred, but my notes said we approved that day. I don't know how we resolved that.
What project?
May 14th, the meeting minutes that we approved the meeting minutes. I thought we approved them. This says they're still pending or something. They're deferred.
Okay, well,
I don't know.
I think they're not on our list,
Yes.
they were crossed off,
Yeah.
so we will locate the May 14th.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll have to take a look at that.
Okay. All right.
That was
And then
such a-
just on last sentence of 7 PM, I think I said about 10 years experience, cause I bought my house 10 years ago.
Which one are we on now?
Page 1,
Which
and
one?
I said, I'm pretty
Oh,
sure
11
I
years
said-
of experience?
Yeah, I think I
So-
said 10,
Should be 10, huh? Fudger?
about.
I would agree with that
You?
statement,
Oh, okay,
that you said
it's
10.
memorable,
I feel like I remember you saying 10.
okay, thanks.
You been on that one?
Yeah, cause I bought my house in August 2008. Welcome to town. Yeah,
Were you still in college?
no,
Okay.
that's another
Okay.
story. Okay,
Is that it?
yep,
I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes for August 6th as amended.
I hear a second?
We will shortly. Seconded.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Sounds good, and then we'll save the 20th for the next meeting.
Yeah, I guess so. Did we
Steve,
just got 'em
anything
tonight?
else?
I need a letter from we got a letter from land court or something? Some property?
Let me just look at mail,
Yeah.
That August
We being
6th.
sued?
mail.
No, someone, well, that's always been your first thought. So it was land court, which is unusual, yeah.
Wait, has this happened before?
Nothing, huh?
Where's the mail?
I don't remember it here, maybe it has, but
Okay.
planning board, every
We
once
did
in a
it
while somebody will
sign
sue them.
first.
Oh, fun.
And we all get a notice to go to court, but we ignore it.
RDA?
The town lawyer goes.
Okay.
That's
Thank you for the
the
heads
trees
up.
in the shed. This one we're on hold.
Oh, I liked that one. Really were nice.
This one is the extension.
Does something need to be checked? It already is
I
checked, never
believe
mind.
On hold. This is.
So I guess it's only one thing.
This mail card.
Let's see the Eagle Scout Bridge.
Okay.
I heard that came out great.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I wanna see it. Oh, perfect. How long did it take him?
Just a weekend.
Yep, I saw it in
Nice.
the,
Nice.
wasn't it in the local
Little,
paper?
bridge at the end.
Oh, yeah. Look it, up
Yeah.
there. TV.
Is that what it was?
What?
Oh,
Yeah,
here it is on its TV.
Cool.
yeah, my folks and I saw it in, I think one of the local papers. There's a cute article.
Good.
And he did a nice job posting the things, the trail.
Cool.
Came out great.
Good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
for them.
And-
And he's a
I
scout,
was
Eagle
just
Scout
gonna
now?
mention that. Yeah.
I mentioned to him to put a plaque up,
Yeah, definitely.
marking his,
I will
Archway.
note that the pictures of the construction from the local paper that I saw show the tarp in place.
Oh, thank you.
You're
That's
very
good. I
welcome.
missed that.
Where's this chunk of property? It's on some conservation land.
Yeah,
so
Right at-
Manchog.
where
So
Manchog Road comes out on,
You know Maryland Doobie, you know when you're going towards Manchog Center? You cross over, you go past St. Denis Church, over the bridge, and there's a little old,
Yes, stand of some sort.
no, Flowers and More shop, used to be to the right, it's
Oh.
all abandoned. On your way to Manchog, you can take a left, you know where Munford Road is?
Mm-hmm.
You just follow Munford, and Munford Road eventually comes up by Beck's,
your sign in a different spot every time.
in the center of Manchog.
Ah,
So if you take left on Munford, just follow that, about a mile down and the right, you'll see a sign where the Whitens, where the river from Whitens Reservoir comes out of the reservoir, comes out of that river is right, goes right through this property.
What comes out of the White Res?
Yeah, it's, I think it's really called White, it's unnamed, but they call it Whitens Reservoir Brook.
Yeah. Oh no, because my cousin's water testing site is there, but she goes by Ellen. Ellen goes by a culvert there.
So this is the property. Right there,
Oh wow.
big
It
piece of
goes
property.
further back than I realized.
Yeah. So you come out through the center, and this is on your way to Manchog.
mm-hmm.
Take a left right where there's a Y, you take a left and just follow this, and then boom, there's a little sign here, it says Leon Mazinski property, and there's a trail. And so, right where my eye is right where he put the bridge. It's like a little tributary that comes out.
So where does Mumford branch off? Is that on the map there? Branches off from Manchog Road?
You mean, so you come out of center of town, you get St. Denis Church here,
Mm-hmm.
there's a little bridge here,
Mhm.
cemetery to the left, Old Flowers and More right here, and then
Okay.
right here branches. If you went straight, you'd be going right into Beck's,
Into Beck?
Beck Auto Fuel in the center of Manchog's.
You go
Can
to
we
Center
wrap
Manchog.
this up, please?
Yeah, well, she wants to check
The
it out.
garage?
Sorry. We're at Beck's. I think that
We've left the wetlands.
we've left the wetlands and Douglas. So there was just something from land court, tax lien complaint
That's it.
has been presented to the court.
Is that where
So
the-
it's 2 acres.
Tow truck guy is up there? Yeah.
Just
I forgot his name.
Biscuits.
Biscuit?
Biscuits.
Busquet.
Yes.
Biscuit's what you.
That's great.
I guess.
Okay, does anybody else have any other business related to the Wetlands Protection Act or the Town of Douglas Wetlands bylaw? Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Seconded.
Okay, motion made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Nice job,
Thank
guys.
you.